today is my first video on this channel of many hopefully to come. I'm just waiting for my girl and I'm gonna drop her off at work and then we're gonna get into a day in the life. Christmas decorations.
Oh, I mean like...
Lively.
I just dropped off at work. It's like 10 to 8 in the morning. I can go home, I'm gonna grab some food and that. But for right now, I'm gonna meditate real quick. Give thanks for life, you know? Because how can I not look where I am, man? Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up.
False pretense every day, each and every way. These are the big fish, always trying to eat down the small fish. The small fish.
Alright, we're here for the breakfast. I always come to this spot still. Liar. Chicken. Guy. Song. Cup. Just got home. Belly full. Ready to start the day, you know. I'm not a big advocate for breakfast, but I'm trying to bulk up some weight right now. And in all fairness, I will fast until the afternoon, well into the afternoon, maybe like 7 p.m. now. So that's a good 12 hours. So it's not like I believe in breakfast or anything, but it's about how you eat, you know, and when you eat. Find a nice little spot to sit down, take in the sun, and then we can have a little chat, really get to know each other. I'm not trying to waffle too much about things that aren't important, but I think the world's pretty important to me, and nature, you get me? So I was gonna say, about 3 weeks ago, this was not grown at all, you know what I mean? All it's taken is 1 day of pure rain, 3 weeks of pure sun, and it's shot up, you get me? Basically, what I want to talk about today is my journey that I've been on for the last year. And it's a journey that me, myself, I didn't sign up for, I didn't want to do. But I've come to realize within the last month or so that it is my purpose and it's been given to me from a higher power. And I know that for a fact, and here's why. So this time, exactly last year, in December 2024, I was smoking and drinking every single day of my life. I was trying to let time pass me by. I was not happy with life. I didn't think I deserved life. I didn't think anyone around me deserved life. I have no idea how I didn't end up in the system. I have no idea how I didn't end up in prison. But I think I've come to the realization within this last month that I know exactly why none of them things did happen. And I know exactly why I am here today, catching the sun rays, exactly where I need to be, exactly where I'm supposed to be. So I thought I'm gonna do this in one little take. Maybe it might be chopped up or a bit weird because it's my first video, innit? But first of all, I want to talk about my purpose of making this channel, what I want to achieve from it, what I want others to take from it, and where I'm gonna take it within the next year. I'm gonna be stuttering and shit, innit? Yeah, it's recording, cool. So this time last year, it was December 2024. I was sitting at home in the UK. My motorbike just got stolen. I just lost my house. I'm sleeping on my dad's grave. It's cold. While I was going to work the next day, and I had no purpose. I was drinking every day. I was smoking every day. I was trying to forget every single day that I woke up. I would wake up, I would have this pressure, this anxiety to just be gone. I don't want to be here. This is exactly how I felt, you know. And I made the decision one night. It wasn't even a decision really. I was drinking, gambling, paycheck just came in. I blew half of the paycheck on gambling. I'm smoking, I'm drinking, I'm losing my mind, I'm getting mad at the Wi-Fi, I'm losing my head, right? I've got a bet on a few games, all of them lost, obviously, whatever. Of course it did. I'm pumping out negative energy, all of the games lost, right? So that night, I'm drinking. I've drank about 2 bottles of Echo Falls, a bottle of vodka, and then my favourite fucking Captain Morgan, the little one that you get from Bossman. So I grabbed that, I would smoke more and more until my brain literally is not here no more. The spirits have taken over, right? That's exactly how I wanted it, that's exactly how it happened, that's exactly what I did, that's how I lived. And I woke up one day, and when I woke up in the morning, after that crazy night, I've had a thought in my head, like, I know for a fact I've booked a flight, like I've booked somewhere, like I'm moving mad. I've always had, so in the days before this, a few weeks before this, I kept having thoughts when I'm at work, like, this isn't for me. I can't live like this, I can't keep doing this. I was drinking, I was going to work drunk. You know what I mean? I don't know if the people at work knew that. I don't know if my bosses knew that. They probably did. So after that night, after the night, drinking, smoking, doing all of that madness, right? Gambling, I've woke up, I'm thinking, fuck, I've booked Mexico, you know. I'm pretty sure I've booked a one-way flight to Mexico. And in my head, I was kind of excited. I said, yo, fuck this, you know. I'm gonna go anyway. I ain't got no money, but I'm gonna go. Yeah, I've looked, it's not even to Mexico. This is how crazy my head is, yeah? It's not even to Mexico. Yeah? So I've looked, it's to Phuket, Thailand, here. And that was a year ago. So I flew out to here. When I was at the airport, let me tell you a bit how I was feeling at the airport. So when I woke up that morning, it was an early flight. It's basically like I had to push myself out of my room. I've had to just say, yo, you've made your bed, now literally lie in it, you know what I mean? Like, go. So I've left, and when I got to the airport, Birmingham airport, I'm sat there with my passport in my hand. I'm looking at it, and then this thought came across my mind. It's like, yo, what are you actually doing, bro? You know what I mean? I'm saying, yo, let me check, because I'm still drunk these times. I'm hungover, I'm thinking, yeah, whatever. I've checked my pocket. I've got 350 Great British pounds in my pocket. That's all I've got, and I've booked a one-way flight to Thailand. That's not even enough for a return flight, let alone for my breakfast every morning for a week or whatever. I don't know what the cost was going to be out here. I didn't care. You know what I mean? I just had to get out of that situation. I had to leave the UK. So when I was at the airport, my anxiety was through the fucking roof, you know? Through the roof, because I didn't know what I was doing. I was just walking on the lines, half excited, you know, because when you're in the airport, you're always excited because it's like, yo, you're on a journey, you're going somewhere, but the anxiety was just taking over my soul. When I first landed here, it was nighttime, and I was so tired. The first thing I did, went straight to the weed shop, sat down, smoked a spliff, and I thought to myself, yeah, this is a bit of me. This is what I'm gonna do. This is me now. Because you remember before, like I was trying to explain, all I wanted to do is be out of my mind. Just be out of it. And this is perfect now. I'm right here, exactly where I want to be. No job, cheap weed, I can sit and I can rot. You know what I mean? That's exactly what I thought. That's exactly what I was happy with. That's exactly what I wanted to do, and that's exactly what I did do for around the first month I was here. But within that time, I learned to take every day as it came, because I had so much time on my hands. I would grab a coconut, I would go to the beach. Grab a coconut, go to the beach. Smoke a zoot, go to the beach. Go back to the shop, play some games, go to the beach, meet new people, speak to new people. So really what I was doing, I was still pumping negativity. I didn't want to live. I didn't want to try and stay here. I didn't want to get a job. I didn't want to do nothing. You know what I mean? But that delusion right there, I promise you, is the very same reason why I'm here right now. Because I was so delusional. I was past the point. I was past breaking point, clearly, for even doing this whole thing in the first place. But with that same understanding, by me doing that, by me being in that mindset, it was like, what do I have to lose? Because genuinely, what my soul believed, I had nothing to lose. I've already lost it. You know? So what is there to lose now? I may as well lose it while I'm by the beach drinking a coconut, innit? And that's exactly what I did for the first month. And that's exactly how I felt. And in terms of, it's hard to explain my feelings over that time because I didn't feel anything. I genuinely didn't think or feel anything. I was talking to people, I was meeting new people. I said, yeah, you know, life's good. If anyone asks, like, life's good, look, how can I complain? Because how can I complain, you know? I'm in paradise. But at the same time, there was a deep, searing feeling within my soul that just told me, like, yo, what you're doing is still crazy, you know? And time is a concept, technically. And time to me has always been somewhat of a concept. However, in today's present life, with work, with systems, with money, with all of this, it was a race against time for me, honestly. With visas, everything I had no money, visas, couldn't even You know what I mean? So for that time, I was technically fasting, not by choice, because I had no money, you know? I was just chilling around Phuket. I spent my last couple £100 on the monthly rental for the bike, because going back to the start of the story, my motorbike in the UK got stolen from me. Go into a bit of depth about that. I tried to get the motorbike back once the police found it, and then they tried to put me on a payment plan to get it out of the facility, which I just couldn't afford, and nor did I have the time, because I had work on all the days that they said there was available for me to pick it up. So my main thing when I came out here, in the most delusional way, I spent half of my money on the motorbike rental for the month, and the rest on weed. You know what I mean? So how I'm here today, a whole year later almost, is undoubtedly, it's no work of my own. I cannot say it is my work. You know what I mean? Yeah, I found work online. Yeah, I worked hard. Yeah, I saved up money. Yeah, I did this. Yeah, I did that. You know what I mean? But for me to be here right now, there has to be a divine spirit. There has to be a divine presence carrying me through this whole journey. There had to be. Because I know personally what was going on in my head, and it was nothing. It was no motivation. It was nothing. You know what I mean? So that means there was something that wasn't me, driving me, getting me to places, looking after me, guiding me. You know what I mean? And going back again to the previous part of the story, I was laying on my dad's grave this time last year. In the spiritual world, all these people are with you, they're around you, they're guiding you. So when you're sitting down, you're drinking, you're smoking, you're taking yourself not just far away from them, you're probably hurting, destroying their soul, because they have to sit there and watch that happen, and they have the most love for you, you know. Anyway, so what I want to really talk about in this video is just introduce myself, the reason I'm here, and my testimony. And I want people to be not just inspired by me, but also take what I have done and basically see that anything actually is possible with faith, you know. Because this whole time, yeah, I lost myself. Yeah, I didn't give a shit about anything. However, every time I looked at the trees, it's beautiful here. It's so easy to do it here. Looking at the trees, looking at nature. There's cats that live, and they're everywhere. And cats are my favorite animal, yeah. So when I'm around all of these things, it gives me faith. Because if I don't have faith in myself, then I know I can have faith in animals. I can have faith in the divine. Everything around me that isn't tainted. Animals, nature, somewhat, you know. And you know what hurts my heart? By 2040, 33% of all species will be gone, wiped out, finished, yeah? And that hurts my heart, you know? So when I'm saying, I don't have nothing to live for, I don't have no purpose, none of this. When I came to Phuket, there's animals, there's nature, there's everything everywhere, you know? And it's impossible to get away from it. It's impossible to, even though I was blind at the time, this is the only thing I've seen, you know? And I believe my faith in the earth, my faith in everything that was created, I still appreciated it. And I had no idea why I was in the position I was and dealt the cards that I was dealt. However, I still appreciated everything I seen around me. And with that little bit of appreciation right there, it's like the only thing I held on to, you know? And the only thing I live by. I told myself every day, I want to save this earth. I want to save the planet. I want to save the trees, you know? And in this fake reality, which has been manifested by the lost ones that run the government, I can go into it a million times. I'll probably get banned if I start talking about who they are or what they do. So let's not get into that. But in this fake reality that they've manifested, money is the main thing that is real, right? Is real. But I never had any sort of sense of money, never had any sort of longing, or I don't care about money, you know? So it always made me feel like I'm a bum, I'm unsuccessful, have no drive. You know, they say all these things, innit? But how can I have a drive for something that isn't real? You know, it's not real. But we live in a world where when you want to get what you want to get, you have to make this, you know? And my soul could never match the two together. It was always a sacrifice for me. And life is so beautiful, it's such a blessing that you shouldn't have to sacrifice anything. You should just be able to live sabai. That's what they say over here, yeah? But I'm aware that hard work does pay off, that's true. But my hard work, not someone else's hard work. I'm not working for someone else. This is exactly how I feel, you know? So with the same understanding and the things I'm talking about now, that really weighed heavy on my mind for the last 7 months that I was out here, right? So fast forward to now, around about 2 months ago, start of November, I was drinking still. I was still smoking, you know? I was still doing all these things. here and there, obviously it's cut back a lot, you know. I'm still in paradise, I'm still enjoying myself, I've got a beautiful girlfriend, I've got a house, but I'm still doing these things. So what does that tell me? It tells me, okay, I can change my environment, I can play this fake game that they want to set up and make money. Does it make me happy? No, and I knew that anyway, yeah? So I always had this burning anger inside of me, you know. I was angry everywhere I go, because it's like, this pisses me off, why does that happen? Why does this happen? You know what I mean? And when I actually stopped looking for the answers, and I started actually trusting myself, because that's one thing I never actually did. Never once trusted myself, because who am I? I'm the guy that drinks, I'm the guy that smokes. I can't trust myself with nothing. You know what I mean? We're taught in the education system, we're taught by everyone else, you know, you've got to be fearful, you've got to be thankful, you've got to ask others for help constantly. But what they don't teach you is that everything is already designed from the creator and is already given to you at birth. And you've got that within you at birth, and everything in the school system, everything through adolescence, from 4 years old when they would find your parents or lock them up for if they don't send you to school. Everything in that system is designed to keep you grounded and designed to keep you away from that natural divinity that you got at birth, right? And for whatever reason, it always seeped through. It always seeped through with me. I didn't listen in school. I didn't listen to these people. I never got indoctrinated by the system. And that is rare in today's day and age, 2025. And that's why I found life so difficult and so hard. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say I know something that you don't. I know something better. But my soul was always burning for what's real, you know? And I know that shit is not real. What is real is the trees, the animals, the nature, everything around me. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. That's exactly what I'm going to manifest for myself now. You know what I mean? And I've realized once I broke out of that mental slavery, once I broke out of that mindset, anything is possible in this world. Anything is possible. And right now I don't manifest, I don't pray for money, I don't pray for nothing like that, because it's fake. You can't do that. So when you're sitting there, you're praying to God and you're saying, oh God, can I have some money, please? I need to do this, He's not going to hear it, because it's not real. He didn't create money. You know what I mean? But now what I do, I say, what I will do in the next year, because it's not what I want, it's what I will do. So I'm writing it down, what I will do in the next year. So I'm going to change this world. I'm going to try and save my family. Scribble out the try if you write that down. I will save my family. I will do this. And all of these things in this fake manifested reality by the lost ones, right? All of these things, you have to have money for these things to be completed. However, it doesn't exist within me. It doesn't exist to God. You know, me and God are one. We're together now. We have a relationship now, right? So when I'm asking for things, I'm not even asking. I'm telling him what we will do together, right? So that's another thing. You don't ask for nothing from God. You say, God, this is what we will do together. And if you're coming from a positive perspective with a positive heart, then it's fine. It's not cheeky. It's not rude. You know, you're telling God, God, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to save the animals. I'm going to save my family. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. This is going to happen. And if all of these things in this fake reality have to happen and occur with money involved, then the money will come, and I promise you. And let my testimony be a great example of that, of many other examples that I've come to realize once I've actually found that realization within myself. Because that's what it's about. It's not about anyone else in this world, you know. We are divine, like I said, from when we're born. And the system's set up for us to lose that. If you lose it, some people never wake up, you know. But as soon as you wake up and realize the power that you have within yourself, because we are a vessel of God. When we breathe air, there's not one animal on this planet that doesn't breathe in some way, shape or form, you know. And air is literal God's breath. We all are a vessel of God. We all are God himself, you know. So I know it's getting a bit deep, but that is my testimony. That's why I'm here today. 8-9 months later, in the last 2 months, I've been the happiest I have been in my whole life. And it's brilliant. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna keep making videos. I'm gonna keep making videos every single day to push my story out there. I'm also want to get into some fitness content, lose a few pounds, get a bit bigger, you know, and basically just turn my life around. Because right now I'm not drinking, I'm not smoking, you know what I mean? My head's clear and life's beautiful, man.